Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by Brandon Varney, of course, Richmond, Michigan native, of course, who was in the ARCA Menards Series Race at MIS on Friday. How's it going, man?
Going pretty good. How are you?
Doing well. So I had some friends tell me about you and other things like that, and then I got to meet you in person and felt like I wanted to, know more about you and talk about your story in racing. So let's kind of start with that. How did this kind of thing start?
Well, my family's been doing this for a very, very long time. We started back all the way in 1955, and we've been kind of silly enough to do it every year since. But I started racing when I was 8 years old, and started out in go-karts racing in the Midwest. It was in Midwest Indoor Racing Series, and then I moved into outdoor dirt track go-karts. From there, we won a whole bunch of races up here in Michigan, and then we made the jump into a full-size late model. And in our first year of competition, we wound up actually going out and winning the championship, as well as a couple races that season.
Yeah.
And then the following season, we thought, well, if we can go win at a local track, well, why don't we go try and do it at a touring series? So we went and raced with CRA and did their late model sportsman program, and we wound up finishing third in the championship that year, on a very limited schedule. So we showed speed very early, and we continued to for a couple of years, and then just last year we had a couple breakthrough wins, two at Anderson, one at Winchester, and then this deal with the ARCA series just kind of fell in our lap. We had Ron Drager contacted me and asked me if I was going to go run Berlin, because we had just asked for an entry form just to go see. And he paired me up with Andy Hillenberg, and I guess the rest is history.
Yeah. So I know you ran in Winchester in Michigan. What was it like to be out there? And going back to MIS, being from there like myself, running at your home track. And I know you had a lot of family there. I got a chance to meet your dad and everybody else and around there. So what was that like to run at your home track with a lot of with your family watching and all that?
It was really cool to have all my family there. We had probably 20 plus people, which for me was really cool. And to race at my home track, I never really thought I would. So to get the opportunity was very, very cool, and I'm very grateful that I got the chance to.
Okay, so and I'm sure you've thought about this, quite a bit, but what are your goals? Like, what do you want to do short term and then go in the long term?
Short term, right now, I just want to learn, because I don't see any point in rushing.
Right.
I want to make sure my development is as good as it can be, so I'm not pushing myself off into failure.
Yeah.
So running select races like we are right now, Winchester, MIS, if we go and do Bristol or Phoenix, I just want to build a resume, learn, and prepare myself for the long term, which would be hopefully being able to run in the truck series, do a full season of that, or maybe even two. So I know Haley Deegan and Carson Hosevar, they just both signed for a second year, and I think that's smart, because that just continues their development. So, and then obviously working your way up through the ranks, and goal would be the Cup Series.
Yeah. So kind of go through, I know you do some other racing, but what if you're not racing, what are you doing?
Honestly, if I'm not racing, I'm working here at the tire shop that my dad owns up in Richmond. So, but other than that, I just sit back and work on the cars that we have here, and keep getting prepared for all of our short track stuff.
Yeah, sounds good. So when is your next race on like the the short tracks and stuff?
We are looking at going to the next race at Winchester on September 4th and 5th. They have a pro late model race on the 4th on Saturday and a super late model race on Sunday on the 5th.
All right, good stuff there. Of course, we'll definitely keep updated and do all that, and it's definitely going to be fun. We'll keep tracking, definitely follow how you're doing. But Brandon, thank you so much for coming on and spending a few minutes with us, and we'll hopefully see you down the road.
Absolutely. Thank you, Casey. Thank you for having me.